Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to go through my skincare routine with you guys. I thought that seeing as I decided to give myself a slight black eye that I would go ahead and just do this instead of a tutorial. If you saw my Cover FX foundation review, you saw or heard that I smacked myself in the right here across the nose with a bar stool, and yes, I woke up and I am like slightly blue and green all right here, and I was just like not feeling it. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and go through my skincare routine because I've had a lot of people questioning and wanting to know what I'm doing currently. My skin is in so much better of a state. I'm going to go through everything from morning, night, some other things I like to do, as well as what I have done to help with acne. I know you guys are probably like, what, acne? You don't really break out that much. No, I don't film when I'm broken out that much, but we'll get into that. I'm going to start off with my morning routine. Obviously, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash my face. And what I'm currently using is the Lom Gel Balm Cleanser. I got this. I wanted to use something that wasn't so drying on my face in the mornings because I'm using a very strong Retin A, like as in the prescription Retin A. And the first time I pumped this out, I was like, oh my God, I could not handle the smell. It's very herbal, medicinal, but now I don't really pay attention to it at all. I take 2 pumps of this and I go to town on my skin, and this does not dry it out. It's in the name, it's a gel balm. It is so nourishing. It feels so good, and I don't feel like whenever I get out, my skin is really tight, or get out, I'm in the bathroom doing this, but when I get out of the bath and my face is dry, I don't feel like it's really tight. I've really been enjoying this. I just don't love the smell, even though it doesn't really bother me that much now. I do not use my Clarisonic in the morning. I only use that at night. So when I'm applying that, it's just with my hands. For skincare, the first thing I go in with is from MAC. I have gone back and forth. I've been in love with this, and then I would try something else, and I just always go back to it. And I have several of the ones that have the screw top instead of the spray. The spray is just as good. I just like dumping it into my hands. But this is the MAC Lightful Sea Marine Bright Softening Lotion. I take this in my hands, and even if I had the spray, I believe I would spray it in my hands and then warm it up in my skin. I love this. It is so nice. It has vitamin C. It's just so soothing and calming on the skin. I get very red. You touch my skin and I am red. That product is also going to help everything else you put on sink into the skin. I like to use this little analogy. If we're going through a drought and the ground is really dry and your skin is really dry, and it starts pouring down rain, it tends to flood because the ground is so dry that it's not going to soak up the rain. And your skin is the same way. If it's too dry, a lot of times things can just sit on top. The next thing I go in with will actually help with that as well. If you don't want to use a softening lotion, you can use this. I just use both because this is so hydrating. This is the Belif Hungarian Water Essence. I take 2 pumps of this and go all over the face. If you are oily, you will love this product. I am combination, so that's a lot of hydration that I need without it being too heavy. Now I will go in with my serum. Previously, I was putting that on top of my serum because that texture, that gel-like texture, was a little heavier than the serum I was using before, but now I am using a thicker serum, so I go in with that next. The serum I'm using now is the double serum from Clarins. Oh my goodness, this has transformed my skin. I've been using this for the last month, and I am utterly in love with this product. It's a little thicker, but it is so comforting on the skin, and it has this little guy up here. You can use a smaller amount or a larger amount. I tend to click it over to the smaller side, and then if I'm a little extra dry, I will click over and use the larger amount. Around my mouth and my forehead has been so much more manageable since I have started using this product. I like to give those products a little bit of time to sink into the skin before I go in with my moisturizer. So while I am waiting, I will take my Neulash. Like, I have no lashes on today. These are my natural lashes, and this is the reason behind it. So I'll take the Neulash. I'm going to get the excess off because I don't want to use it. And I will go right at my lash band. I do not have any eye cream on my eyes at this point. I want to make sure that my eyes are dry, and this really soaks up the product. You're going to put it right at your lashes and like right at where the root of the lashes are. And I just go once on each eye. Now, the reason why I'm doing this in the morning is just because I am very teary-eyed right now, especially whenever I go to lay down at night. It has nothing to do with the product and everything to do with the season. I'm sneezing all the time. My nose is running. My eyes are watering. So right now, I'm keeping this on my eyes all the time. But traditionally, when I'm not teary-eyed, I will only put this on at night. Now I'm gonna let my Neulash sink in and dry, and I'm gonna go in with my favoriteest moisturizer of all time. I spoke about this. I've been trying to find a dupe for it. I have no luck thus far. I went ahead and bought another one, Clearly, and I love this so much. So I will take one full pump, like you press down and it will come out the top. And this is the Kate Somerville Kate Ceuticals Multi-Active Revive Triple Peptide Cream. Seriously, the best thing in the entire world, if you ask me. And I put this all over my skin. It's the perfect moisturizer for me. It's not too oily feeling, but it's enough for my dry areas. It's just perfect. Now I'm going to go in with my eye cream. I've tried several. This one here I'm not really too excited about, but I'm going to finish it up. This is the Dior Hydra Life Cream Sorbet, some kind of pro-youth sorbet eye cream. It's a whole lot of words. Package is beautiful. It's a little bit annoying though because you have to like almost get your finger in here, so it's bleh. I find this to be very hydrating. I like the way it feels, but I don't think it's necessarily worth the price. I don't feel like it does anything other than hydrate, which doesn't bother me, but what does bother me about this one is that on my eyelid, it tends to kind of like pill up whenever I go to put my concealer or MAC paint pot on my eye. So I don't know why it does that. I don't have any issues with it underneath my eye, but I never just put an eye cream underneath. I always put it above. So I'm not going to repurchase this. I just think it's very basic and I'm going to use it up. I think the one that I'm going to repurchase is going to be the Revisions from the DEJ eye cream. I just want to go back to that. It's been a long time since I used it and I remember really loving it. If you're also using any kind of lash serum, make sure that you keep your eye cream off the base of your lashes so that the product has time to work. Sorry guys, I'm a goober, completely forgot to tell you which sunscreen I use. I've been using the same sunscreen for a while now. This is the only one that doesn't really break me out. I have to use mineral. I'm very sensitive to the other kind. So my favorite is the Super Goop SPF 40 mineral sunscreen. Now for what I do at night. Typically I would use an oil to remove all my makeup. I'm currently out of my oils, but I want to talk about them anyway. I love the Shiseido Perfect Cleansing Oil and then the MAC Cleanse Off Oil in Tranquil. It's the one that's for more sensitive skin. I was battling acne and all these things that were going on with my skin, so I kind of just dumbed my skincare routine down to try to eliminate what was causing it. It wasn't the oil, it was this whole other story that I will get into, but because of that, I'm like almost out of this. This is the Purity Made Simple. I will take this and wash my face first. Yeah, this bottle right here I got with the Nordstrom anniversary sale, but because this isn't available all the time, I tend to just buy the Philosophy cleanser and dump it in here because I like the pump. But I will take this again and I will add it onto my Clarisonic Smart Profile. Now my face is clean and I get out of the bath again because yes, I take a bath in the morning and at night. It's just my thing. It's just what I do. And if I have worn lashes for the day, I will take this Bi-Facil from Lancome. Yeah, I have a ton of these little ones from like the little perks thing that Sephora did. When they have things that I use, I will use like 1,000 points and buy a bunch of them. So I take this, I take a little Q-tip and I will dip it in there and then I start to kind of twist and it helps to get the lash glue off my lashes. And then after that, I'll take my Biderma and a Shiseido Cotton Square. I forgot both of those, so I'm not gonna go get them. I'll just insert a picture and I just get any remaining residue from this off my face. And then I'm going to tone my face. This is the Triad Pads from Arcona. Basically, this is just the cranberry toner and pre-soakened pads. Oh my God, this smells so good. And I just take one of these and I go all over the face. I tend to tone mainly at night just because I've done all these things to my skin, all the makeup, and then I'm in the bath and any kind of residue. I just want it all to be equalized. And I love the Arcona Cranberry Toner. It's just so much easier with these because I'm lazy. I again go back in with my Belif Hungarian water essence. I just try to stay hydrated as much as I possibly can. 2 pumps all over the skin. Let that sink in for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go in with a serum. And I never used to do all this before my Retin-A, but the guy at Chanel, his name is Tim, he kept talking about how I should use this, and I have it at my house. I'm like, I don't know why I wouldn't try it. He said, use the Advanced Night Repair underneath your Retin-A. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yes, just do it. I was like, fine. So I have been, and I love it. I don't know why, but my skin loves this combo. So I will take the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, put a few drops in my hand, put that all over the skin, and then I go in with my Hydroquinone. I used to use something that was together. So it was Hydroquinone and Retin-A already in a little pre-made thing. That's just what my dermatologist had. Now I have them separately because I went down in strength in the Hydroquinone and then up in strength in the Retin-A, and they didn't have an already pre-made mixture. So this is 4%. What this does is basically it lightens the skin, but it helps to eliminate acne scars, dark marks, sunspots. I had a major, and I mean major one here. If you go back and look at my old videos or even my old Retin-A videos, everything, like my skin has been transformed, and it's from this and Retin-A the most. So I take a pea-sized amount of this, I dot it all over my skin, I concentrate it more right here, and I rub it in, and then I'm gonna let it set. This is not something you want to continuously use, as in you don't wanna go a year and just only use it every single day. You have to give little breaks with it. I continuously use it in the sense that I'm off, on, off, on, off, on, but I won't stop using it. You got to talk to your dermatologist about these things. Make sure you go, because I am not a dermatologist. This is just what I do. So my disclaimer is coming at the middle of the video instead of the beginning. I again let that sink in just a little bit, and I am going to take my Neulash again, and I'm going to put it on my eyes, same old, and let it dry before I add in my eye cream. When my skin isn't peeling or has become completely used to Retin-A, I don't do this next step. But right now, I'm still struggling a little bit of getting used to the 0.1% Retin-A, so I'm still peeling around my mouth. Because of that, I have to use my moisturizer and put it around my mouth to help protect it so it's not too intense in that area. If you're having troubles, make sure you are doing that. Put it around your nose and around your mouth, and it will just help so much with that flakiness. So I do that, and then I add on my eye cream. This time I like to use something a little bit stronger, so I go in with another one from Arcona. This is the Eye Dew Plus. Now, you gotta listen to this. You need very, 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 very little of this. I'm gonna show you guys because I talk about how much I love this, and then people get confused by it. This is enough for both eyes. You do not wanna use any more than that. You take it and rub it on your fingers and warm it up, because this is quite like thick, kind of sticky. And I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of looks like a unicorn. So it's brightening, and then I just tap, tap, tap all around my eyes. I love this stuff so, 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 so much. I wonder if you see it on my tattoo. It just has like this iridescence to it. But if you apply too much, you will hate this stuff. You have to use a tiny little bit, you have to warm it up, and then work it into your skin. The last step in my skin is the Tretinoin Retin-A, and I'm using the highest dosage. I was using the 0.05 for the longest time, but then I was having issues with acne and decided to bump this up. Because when I first started Retin-A, my skin cleared up so much, so I thought, oh, I'm gonna bump it up and see if it helps again, but I'm gonna get into all that. I take 1 pea-sized amount and pop it all over, and then just rub it into the skin. And that is it for my skin. But before we go to bed, I always have to have something on my lips. I am so crazy about that. Like, I have chapsticks and EOS and this all underneath my pillow, because if in the middle of the night I wake up and my lips are dry, I freak out. I cannot handle it. This has been a lifesaver to me. This is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. So I just take this, I put it all over my lips, and then I go to sleep. Okay, so those are the things that I do on the daily basis. Now I'm going to get into a few things that I do outside of that. I use all kinds of masks. You should check out my last skincare video. I talked about a ton of different masks and everything. I like sheet masks. There's one from Chantecaille I like. There's a jar one from Kiehl's I like. I love trying masks. Depends on if I'm dry, if my pores need clearing out. That's a whole nother video. But I enjoy masks. I use them very often. It just depends on my skin. I'll try and remember and leave a few listed down below of the ones that I've been enjoying recently, but other than that, I also exfoliate. So the ones I like to use in the tub, there's two that I use the most. It's MAC Volcanic Ash. I love that one. I love the way it smells. It's slightly more intense in my opinion. And then I also really love the La Prairie one. That one just leaves my skin so radiant. Once or twice a month, I also go in with this guy. I've talked about this in my favorites before. This is the Derm Flash. I love this. It exfoliates and takes all the peach fuzz off your face. You want to use it in like a slight angled motion, and it comes with all these different blades on here. Again, only once or twice a month. You can definitely use a razor, but for me, razors tend to break me out, and this one does not. And then on Sundays, every Sunday, I use my facial steamer. I was not about to go grab that out of the room, but I use this on Sundays because Sunday steamer is just easy for me to remember. The steamer I use is from Dr. Dennis Gross. Love this thing. So before I steam, I've washed my face, everything, and I will go in with the extra strength daily peel. I only do this on Sundays because it's too much for me right now with having upped my retin-A. I'll go in with each step and then I steam my face, and I'll go in with everything that I typically use on my skin at night other than the retin-A. I don't want to use too many things on it, and I will actually moisturize all over instead of using the retin-A. Okay, and now for the acne part. Like I mentioned, I was suffering with a lot of acne. I know you guys don't see this on camera. It's the one thing for me that if somebody was going to comment about, I would feel bad. And you can say you don't like my hair, I don't care. You can say my nose is big, I don't care. You can tell me you don't like my tattoos, not your tattoos. I could not care less. I just don't care. I only care about things that I am self-conscious myself about, and my skin is one of those things, especially when I am breaking out. I'm going to insert a little picture. Yes, it's not pretty, but this is just one of my not horrible days, but just in general what I was dealing with, and I could not get this to go away. I tried the antibiotics. That took care of it for 3 to 4 months, and it just came right back. I'd gone back to my dermatologist. I'm like, I've cut all these things out of my skincare, stopped wearing some makeup, I've done all these things, and she was gonna let me go on Accutane. Like, this has been a struggle since I was a little girl. Like 13, I've always had acne, and then it would clear up and then come back. So she was like, I'm gonna let you do it, but we're gonna try one more thing. And I was like, whatever, fine. So she put me on spironolactone, and she was like, I think that your acne is hormonal. I don't think it's related to anything else, just based on placement. So it's like, fine. She said, it will take 2 or 3 months to work. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is not what I want, like an instant fix, don't we all? But my skin, after, I started this in September, and by Christmas, I was so much better. I'm hoping that it stays this way, but I definitely think that she was right. It definitely was hormonal, and I'm glad that I listened to her. But anywho, that is it for my skincare routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have questions, please feel free to ask down below. I am not an expert by any means. This is just what I do and what I think works for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.